Thank you for tuning in to Split Pea Scoop. My name is Rachel Marisha Morrison. Before we start, I would love to share with you my credentials to assure you that you're in good hands and good ears at Split Pea Scoop. My Master of Science degree is in nutrition. My Bachelor of Science degree is in adult health and physical education. I am an American College of Sports Medicine certified group exercise instructor. I am also certified in first aid, CPR, and AED by the American Red Cross. I'm an author of 2 books. My most recent publication is entitled Through the Spirit Health Journal, A Loving, Joyful, and Peaceful Spiritual Nutrition Experience. And my first book is entitled God plus Music Equals Joy. Both of my books are available on Amazon with an ebook and paperback form. It's time to get started. Episode 12 is entitled Sports and Spices. I am pleased to introduce Episode 12's guest. He is an established and successful sports journalism, sports broadcasting, and sports media guru. He has an array of experiences associated with professional New York teams such as the New York Jets, New York Yankees, New York Red Bulls, and more. Enjoy his podcast on all platforms and find him on social media platforms at KennyTheSportsGuy. Ladies and gentlemen, Bronx, NYC native Kenny Servera. Welcome to Split Pea Scoop. I'm very happy that you're here. I'm a fan of your podcast. It's wonderful to collaborate today.
All right, thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Of course. We'll definitely jump into the Super Bowl topics. I would love to hear your perspective of the teams that you feel are contenders for the Super Bowl this year and why.
Okay. So, let's see. Well, the NFL actually has been pretty incredible lately. You got teams with the Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got the Lions, you have the Packers, even the Vikings, who I really thought that they weren't going to go anywhere.
Right.
I thought it's kind of shocking that they're like 12-2 right now, and I'm really shocked that they're actually going to win the NFC North, because you would think like a couple months ago, like maybe 6 months ago, the Packers were going to win the division with the Lions, but the Vikings, wow. So my Super Bowl picks, man, they can't really. Wow, it's really hard to say considering like the playoffs haven't started yet, but I would have to say for the NFC, I would have to say the Lions, because the Lions are actually really, really good. Like,
I was thinking the Lions as well.
Yeah, the Lions. For the AFC, I think somebody eventually is gonna knock off the Chiefs. I just don't know who yet.
Okay.
But I would say maybe the Baltimore Ravens, because the Ravens have a complete team along with Lamar Jackson. You got King Henry, Derrick Henry. But I would not sleep on the Bills, because the Bills are actually really good as well.
Yeah, totally. I know you're a Jets fan, and sadly, New York teams aren't coming through this year. I myself am a Giants fan.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the Jets, because the Jets are actually terrible right now, and I don't enjoy Sundays as I used to, because the Jets are actually keep losing games, and honestly, they need to change everything up. Just blow up everything. Get a new head coach. Get a new ownership.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is just beyond past his prime. I think he should just personally retire. The only people that he should keep is Bryce Hall and Garrett Wilson, because they're the only 2 key pieces in that offense that actually doing something.
Right.
Devontae Adams as well, but I don't know. It's just been a rough year for New York. Both teams, actually. The Giants aren't any better either. They got rid of Daniel Jones. Turns out that he wasn't really the problem at quarterback, but it's been a rough year. It's been a rough season for all New York teams for football. Getting rid of Saquon Barkley was absolutely a stupid move, because look what he's doing to Philadelphia. He already did over 2,000 yards rushing, and the Giants could have, needed him during the season.
So I have other questions related to just Super Bowl parties and memories of yours. So what is your best Super Bowl memory of watching?
My best Super Bowl memory was actually watching my first Super Bowl, which was in 1999 between the Tennessee Titans. Was it the Titans or the Rams, or was it it was the Titans and the Rams. Okay. So that was actually my very first Super Bowl, and turns out that that was one of the best Super Bowls of all time. The finish was incredible. The Titans almost got it, they just fell 1 yard short. That was the best memory I have for the Super Bowl it was my first ever football game that I ever watched. And then after that year, I started to watch football more. And as time progressed, I started to watch games. And when the Jets were good during that time, I started to become a Jets fan, especially during the time they went to 2 AFC championship appearances. And yeah, that's how I became an NFL fan. I can't be a Giants fan because I don't know why I can't really, can't support the Giants for some reason. I don't know why. My uncle used to be the Giants fan. He always tried to put me as a Giants fan. I kind of refused. I was like, nah, I'm a Jets fan. I think they're going to be better than the Giants in the future. Actually, I was way, way wrong now because the Jets haven't been in the Super Bowl since 1968, I believe, and the Giants recently won the Super Bowl more than the Jets. So, yeah, that's the story of how I became a Jets fan and an NFL fan.
Oh, that's awesome. So, what are your favorite Super Bowl commercials of all time? Particularly, my podcast is involved with nutrition and fitness, so I would love to hear your perspective of the food and beverage side of Super Bowl in particular. Were there any food and beverage Super Bowl commercials that stood out to you in your lifetime?
So a couple of years ago, it doesn't have to deal with food and nutrition. There was this short little ad, maybe at least 15 seconds. I don't know if you remember, during the GameStop stock thing that happened, way back. So there was a little message on the screen. There was no music, just text on the screen saying, "Hey, we gotta unite for one common cause." This is a time during the GameStop market where everyone basically got rich because they started to put more and more money into GameStop, and these were just little people. So people that didn't really have that much things on there and much to their name. So it kind of resonated me because that was that one woman where that commercial actually gave a lot of people hope, and that's how I really do appreciate it, because right now a lot of people actually need a lot of hope for based on today's political climate, other stuff. So that was one of the commercials that actually stand out to me. It wasn't really flashy or anything. It just a text, an exclamation for text.
Yeah.
And that kind of resonated me because that was such a positive commercial, which is rare in today's TV.
I agree, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. What about you?
I would say there's a Super Bowl commercial that had the NFL players in figurines, and they're just playing around in a residential type of environment, but at the same time they were still miniature and doing plays and doing random stuff. And I don't know if you remember that one, but I thought that was not as in-depth and philosophical and positive as yours. I wish I did pick one like yours.
Yeah.
But I thought that one was really sentimental yet fun. And I didn't take themselves too seriously. I just had a good time.
Yeah, that was actually a good commercial. I think I remember which one was it. So yeah, you actually chose a very good commercial right there, actually.
Thank you. What kind of Super Bowl foods and beverages do you enjoy?
Oh wow, that's actually a really good question.
My favorite food is pizza. I think pizza is actually an incredible food to have during the Super Bowl. Pepperoni pizza to be exact. But if you want to see like the healthier side, obviously, I would like to have like carrots and dip. I think that's actually very incredible. And also another like food I like is celery mixed with peanut butter. I think like the proteins and the nutrients from celery combines for very very well.
Totally.
Yeah, I really like those. Like, you should try it sometime. Actually, it's actually really, really good. I've been eating it for like close to a decade, and it's actually really, really good. What about you? What's your snacks?
I love Latin food, so whenever there's a healthier spin on nachos, if you will, I'm all over that. But Super Bowl, I like to indulge and have a good time, watch the game. Even though I give health advice to everyone that I have clientele, I like to unwind during certain celebrations and times of year.
Nice. So, clientele, like, what type of clientele that you have?
So I do have my Master of Science in Nutrition. My bachelor's is in Adult Health and Phys Ed. And I'm also a group exercise instructor by the American College of Sports Medicine. So mainly nutrition and fitness. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite or anything when I give advice, but at the same time, I believe like during holidays and special times of year, it's okay to just enjoy and have a good time.
I don't think you sound like a hypocrite, actually. I think what you're doing is actually giving advice to people that actually need it.
Yeah, totally.
Nutrition is actually one of the best things you can learn in this life because basically nutrition can help you live longer, you feel better, cracks down on the obesity, like health issues. I think you're doing very well with that, actually.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. And there's so many intersectionalities with our disciplines, with media that you do, and in sports spaces as well. Athletes are an amazing example for how peak nutrition and peak fitness can get you in your quality of life. And no one has to be a professional athlete to do that.
Yeah, that, and also like motivating other people to, get up and move,
Exactly.
do exercise, go to the gym, etc.
Exactly. So I have a future community event proposal. I know you were a part of my group in the past, Sports and Spices. Therefore, I wanted to do like a healthier spin on Super Bowl events. And what's your perspective on that as an established sports guru?
Well, for that, I think it's actually very needed because a lot of people like to eat junk during Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, obviously, the food that you're going to eat at Super Bowl Sunday is not really the best food you can eat. It can lead to like plenty of plenty of health issues. With moderation, of course, if you overindulge yourself.
Exactly.
So, for example, if you eat too much chicken wings on Super Bowl day, Super Bowl night, you're gonna pay for it in the long run. For me, like I'm a type of person like who just recently got into eating more healthier. Like maybe I've been doing it close to like 5 years now.
That's
and
awesome.
I started to notice like once you eat something healthy, you feel a lot better afterwards. Because if you eat something, I don't know, let's say for example, if you eat something outside, like a McDonald's, for example, McDonald's is not really healthy for you. You know that.
Exactly.
So, McDonald's are like the worst food you can eat because not only is not really good for you, it goes also shorten your lifespan.
Exactly.
Because we don't know what they put in the ingredients there. Obviously, like people still eat it because it's a cheaper alternative. Another thing I want to say is like healthier foods are actually getting more and more expensive.
That's another unfortunate fact.
Yeah, in the last 5 to 10 years, like you see grocery prices, especially on vegetables, chicken, steak, has all been going up.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's actually wrong because most of these families out here, they don't have that alternative of buying fruits, vegetables because they can't really afford it, unfortunately.
Right.
And the only alternative they have is, buying something for Popeyes, buying something for McDonald's, Burger King, and that will actually lead to like really bad health issues, and it's really quite sad to see. So going back to your question, I feel like healthier foods are actually the best way to do it. And for the Super Bowl, like it's okay to indulge every once in a while, every like blue moon. Like you don't have to do it every day, but Super Bowl is like one of those days where like it's totally acceptable because it's obviously the Super Bowl.
Right.
It also gives like a dangerous precedent of your health because what if like you decided you like the food and then all of a sudden you started eating more and more, and then you started to gain weight, and you're not realizing what type of person the person that you used to be.
Right.
So, that's my opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. And you expressed so many amazing points. Before I get question after question in my head, but without trying to cut you off or anything like that.
No, that's fine.
So you mentioned how, you also mentioned that there are intersectionalities within our disciplines. So, for example, the February coming up is Heart Health Month, Heart Health Awareness Month, and there are intersectionalities with your platform and mine. Specifically, how the NFL is involved with the American Heart Association. So, for example, the Super Bowl, they're going to have like a Play 60 campaign that they're expanding into Super Bowl season to make sure every generation gets that hour of physical activity in between games, as well as there's even CPR training supervised and advocated by NFL players as well. So I'd love to hear your perspectives on that as well.
Well, I think it's actually a good thing that the NFL is doing this because it helps promote health regulations, like getting out there to move, especially for the kids, because I grew up like in the 1990s where basically the technology that we have today didn't happen way back in the 90s. So we were encouraged to, go outside, play in the park, play with our friends, run around, all that stuff. Now that's just non-existent anymore because the rise of technology, cell phones, video games, YouTube, TikTok, etc. So
exactly,
I feel like that's kind of wrong, but with the NFL, I think the NFL is actually doing an amazing job at actually establishing the Play 60 campaign where the NFL encourages kids to go out, go and play, join a sports team, get active, and
exactly.
Basically, that's my opinion on it, and I wish other sports organizations would do that. I know like the MLB does it to a certain extent. Right. The NBA definitely does it.
For sure.
And the NHL as well.
Excellent. And I have another question related to various questions that combine to each other. So what's your perspective on marketing techniques that are used? For example, on one hand, there's marketing campaigns that encourage people to play and things like that, which I love. Unfortunately, there is another reality of marketing, if you will, like say soda commercials get billions of dollars to promote their companies, whereas fruit and vegetable campaigns barely have any money in the budget of that. So I remember asking you what your favorite Super Bowl commercials are and stuff like that. So I'd love to hear your perspectives on that and things like that.
Oh, I feel like it's wrong, honestly, because unfortunately we live in a society where unhealthy things will always reign supreme because that's where the most money is at. Let's say, for example, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. They're two of the biggest soda companies on the planet. So back then, they used to be more healthier because they used to put no sugar on it. But now, they just put a ton of sugar. And since I'm trying to word this. Water has been really kind of expensive over the years as well. So I guess like soda has been a cheaper alternative towards like kids and families, and that's why you see so many kids and people they actually get, sadly, all these underlying health issues such as heart disease, diabetes, and look, I get the NFL has to make money as well, but this is not the way to do it because you're essentially promoting an unhealthy item for the consumers to drink, and with them, instead of promoting soda, just promote water, just promote fruits, vegetables. But unfortunately, in this day and age, the healthier option is actually the more expensive, which is absolutely insane in my opinion.
Yeah, in our era, I also grew up in the 90s as well, and snacks were a lot cheaper. Healthy snacks were a lot cheaper. You get, say, a pound of, let's say, apples for $1, so to speak. Whereas now it's like, to get a pound for a family of 4 is like way more than that. And all those healthy groceries add up. And on the flip side, the junk food is put on a pedestal. So, yeah, I'm glad that you elevated the sports platform of media by explaining your point of view about that. So thank you so much.
And also, eating healthier actually improves your mental health as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is another big issue happening in today's society where mental health is actually a big issue. Well, it wasn't really a big issue back in the 90s or the early 2000s.
Right.
Now I'm glad to see more and more people are actually getting open towards mental health, seeing therapists, eating more healthier, and it's great to see.
I agree. Thank you so much, Kenny, for everything and for taking your time to talk to us at Split Pea Scoop. And I love your podcast. I can't wait to listen to the 3-point episode that you talk about. I might a little think about that. I think we could get into an NBA stratosphere next time.
I feel like it's actually one of the best episodes I've done. I just feel like the NBA has lost its luster in the last maybe 20 plus years. But yeah, if you want to listen to it, it's on my website, KennyTheSportsGuy.com, came with tunes, and Spotify, Amazon, and all streaming platforms.
Excellent, Kenny. Thanks for joining us. I hope you have a blessed New Year and keep in touch. So I'd love to interview again.
Definitely. I got to interview you too, so.
Yeah, that'll be an honor. Take care, Kenny.
Thank you again to Kenny the Sports Guy for joining me at Split Pea Scoop. It was a wonderful honor to interview you, and I'm looking forward to being interviewed on your show. That is all I have for you guys today. Tune in next week for Valentine's Day week, where the discussion will be involved with the evolution of dating. Take care. Stay peaceful.